Canadian warplane heritage, just to name a few. Ladies and gentlemen, a medium-range bomber used by the Army Air Corps and by the Navy and Marine Corps. It's called Georgie's Gal. She came off the assembly line in 1945, part of the famed Liberty Aviation Museum in Fort Clinton, Ohio, restored by Aero Trader of Chino, California. Pilots David Ross and Mike Rutherford are on board this classic aircraft. And by the way, the name on the cowling, the name of the airplane, Georgie's Gal, in the very expensive restoration of this aircraft, professionally done in Chino, California, it was a gentleman by the name of George Woodward who came up with a very significant contribution to put this airplane in the air. And for what Mr. George Woodland did, they named it Georgie's Gal. The Navy and Marine Corps, mostly the Marine Corps, always also used this for enemy shipping interdiction. They put skip bombs and a 75mm cannon on the nose, and they would try to destroy the enemy's shipping. And they did it with great expertise as well. That model was called the PBJ, and a lot of people said it stood for peanut butter and jelly. Don't ever tell a Marine pilot. All right, now eyes on the bomber. And remember I talked to you about planting crops on the other side of the runway, gasoline and dynamite. We'll watch for the bomb bay doors to open. Built by North American Aviation. And again, the production run is said to be just under 10,000 units. I'm told there are about 140 that are on display and about 40 to 50 that can actually fly. And that is the goal of these warbird pilots and their dedicated volunteer crews. They accept no government money. They fundraise. Everybody flies for free, works on the airplane for free, sells trinkets for free, and they sell rides as well, with nobody pocketing the money. The operating costs of these airplanes, the fuel they burn through is astronomical, yet these people find a way. Their motto, keep them flying. It's one thing to have these airplanes in a museum, but kids haven't seen this technology. They didn't know about the heroes of World War II, and this educates them. People who were kids during World War II remember this. Many of the others are, of course, gone. If they're not, they are between 90 and 102 years old. Twin-tail, twin-engine, right engines with absolutely no muffling, and it has a bark, very large, loud bark to the engine. You can close your eyes and know this was a B-25. On to you. If you have a phone, here's what I want you to do right now. Do you see where that bomb went off, where the fire is? Well, put your camera phone or your regular camera in that area and put very little ground cover in the shot. Just a little bit of green on the bottom. Make your focus into the blue, into the sky. Get ready. Don't be upset. Get the shot when you can, because it's going to take a very short time. lot of controversy. Okay, focus your phones and your cameras where I told you to. Put very little green on the bottom, mostly sky on top. We're going to see if this will be the extravaganza. The Mad Bomber planted gasoline and dynamite all day yesterday and gentlemen, the Cleveland National Airshow, where you can blow the airport up and not go to prison. How about a big round of applause for the Mad Bomber, Roger Crawford. Some great movies about the B-25, folks. One I want you to see is a vintage movie based on a book that came out in 1943 called 30 Seconds Over Tokyo. The movie came out in 1944, produced by Sam Zimbalist. Spencer Tracy played the part of Jimmy Doolittle. Van Johnson, featured performer. Robert Mitchum, a very young star at that time. That's a great movie. You can find all those movies, you know, on the massive amount of supply of movies and TV shows that we have on all of our TVs now. There's another one that was based on a book. It's a dark comedy about the B-25s. It's called Catch-22. It was a very thick but great book by Joseph Heller. They made a movie into that. They had an all-star cast. Legendary chief stunt pilot Frank Tolman took 18 B-25s down to a village in Mexico